Hey guys, my name is Ilya. I am on a journey of building a big brand. I'm doing e-commerce, dropshipping, whatever you call it, and sharing my just steps I'm taking on this journey, and more about psychology, mindset, business, ambition, all this jazz around entrepreneurship. And I hope it's gonna help someone. I'm still actually thinking of a better way to introduce myself because I haven't kind of nailed this part of the video. But anyway, in today's video, I really want to talk about the product research, or in general, like how one should think of products, not necessarily in regards to like finding winning products for your dropshipping store, but more like generically what the product is, a physical product, how you can think of a product in like e-commerce, retail in general, when you like, because we're surrounded by millions of products, right? There's like a bunch of things. We wear clothes, we use phones, we use water bottles, pillows, and everything. Everything is a product around us. Everything can be sold and is bought by someone, and it's a good and interesting mindset to have, how to think of them, right? Because like they have different demand, they have different audiences. So that's exactly what I want to talk about today. And so to start with, I want to start with a big claim. I don't think there's such thing as like a winning product. There is so many products. First of all, you can never learn about every product existing on Earth, and some of them are not even like that popular in particular countries. So you're definitely not going to be able to end up researching all the products and finding something unique and outstanding. And that's actually, I think this is actually something really good, because that just proves that e-commerce is never saturated. Like it's an infinite market. There's more people willing to buy more stuff, and there's more unique things released every day probably. So it's never saturated. Don't believe in that, and also don't believe that if you think that there's a limited number of products available online for you to sell. That's not just the thing you should think about. You should also think about how you can approach selling those products which are already existing, right? That's how, for an example, because you really shouldn't think that you only win by selling something new, right? That's actually pretty dangerous, because if you go into a market which doesn't even exist, probably, like you're selling something completely new, maybe there's like one or two stores selling it somewhere else, and now you want to be the biggest one and the first one. There's a chance that may happen, but there's also a huge risk, because nobody have proved this to work. Nobody has proven that this product in particular is interesting for people and is in demand, as opposed to many other products which have proven that. And it's I can give you a few examples. For an example, take like Gymshark, right? Everyone knows Gymshark. They sell fitness clothes, which is like there's a million clothing brands, right? How do you differentiate? And that's what they did. They didn't think of like, okay, we're gonna sell a new product, but they're gonna sell. They found a very particular niche, and a certain demographic and certain audience which they know how to resonate with in a particular way. That's how they differentiate. And now it's like $1 billion or more company. And they just started selling clothes, but they knew their audience so well that they were able to sell it to them in a really good way. I'm not saying you should go into like selling clothing. You can create a clothing brand. I think it's pretty hard these days, but if you know how to, that's gonna make you a lot of money. Or like another great example is Liquid Death. It's a pretty well-known product nowadays, especially among people in e-commerce, because it's like a water. Like who starts water brands in 2025? But they did, and they were pretty successful with the selling water to. I think their target demographic was like bikers, something like that. Like real like rock kind of dudes in the US buying the water from them, which is really interesting how they were able to differentiate from that. Like nobody would think there is a market for that, but there is. So you kind of create those markets, you kind of create winning products. I think I'm not gonna, so in today's video, I'm not gonna talk too much about like all these criteria for the products. I think you can easily research them online, find a course, find a video on like how to find a winning product, and they're gonna tell you all about like how much it costs, how much the margin should be, etc. But today I'm gonna talk more about like how you should approach on how to differentiate with them, how to know what you look for when you're researching those products, and yeah, these are like the main points I want to highlight today. So whatever strategy you have, like either kind of compile a long list of like products which you find interesting yourself, and you realize they are solve a big issue, and like all the other criteria, they fill some of the criteria. You make a long list. I personally don't do that. What I usually do is I have more understanding, like a further understanding of the product and the audience. When I look at the new product, I'm like, okay, I understand that, I know what the market is, I kind of have an understanding more. And if I do that, I don't just like put it on the list and then research more. I just go into like a deeper research of the product until I hit a certain point. Okay, maybe that's something is wrong with that one, and like my research shows that it's not going to be able to succeed with that one. So I kind of move on to the next one without even like testing, because I just know that. But sometimes I end up like seeing the first, second product right away and approaching it, and realizing with my deep research that okay, there is a lot of opportunities here. So the mindset I think you should have, say you're going to research the products, you find okay, good price, good margins, not too bulky, solves a big issue, a big market. It's in a big market, not too niche. When you kind of like outline those like typical criteria, you should think of another important point, which is I think very underestimated and not discussed enough online, which is angles. Angles I think is such an extremely important topic, extremely important thing to understand the angles when it comes to e-commerce, because this is how you differentiate. You differentiate with an angle. In Gymshark, the angle is Gym Bros or Liquid Death. The angle is, or like market is bikers or whatever you call them. And that's not, angle doesn't necessarily have to be for different people, but that could also mean solves a different issue, right? So that could be, I don't know, there's like a massage gun. There's a billion massage gun companies. One could be for runners, one could be for like CrossFit athletes, or also one could be for like pain relief, one could be for skin, different things. It's just different problems they solve, even though it's the same product. That's why it's really important to find products which have different angles, ideally solve different problems, because then you can like test between those and see what resonates better, what you can come up with extra. So when you find a product, you kind of have an idea of different angles. You kind of have an idea that there are different angles for this product. Just try to sit and think like, okay, what are the different angles? What are the angles? What are the ways to promote this product? Whom is it for? Who can it be for? Which problem can it solve? This is like an extremely important thing. Before you even go into research, I think you just should use your own knowledge and your own understanding of the world to do this, to kind of outline those angles. And definitely, the way I personally approach it is there are several things of how you can, kind of the easiest way to find a new angle for the product, which could be first selling it to different people, different demographic, or different age. Second, selling it for different gender. So take like anti-gray serum for like hair, right? I think it started with like selling it only for women, and then someone sort of taken it and started selling it for men, and it became a whole new market for the whole new huge audience. It's pretty easy to just switch. You just literally copy paste the same mechanisms, the same systems for that business, selling it for only women, and now you switch to men. Different country, some products could not be at all introduced in certain countries, and you just bring them there and you succeed because you're the first one there. Sometimes it doesn't work because we're in 2025. Everyone knows what's happening in other countries as well, because there's so much of the world is online, and that's. But But sometimes it's you just need to do a bit of research and understand, okay, how well known is this product in this particular market. Other ideas for finding angle could just be thinking, like outlining all the potential issues the product can solve, and like thinking which could be the new one, could be the new issue it solves, a new issue which is not addressed with that product. But there is definitely a more reliable way of doing this angle research. So what I usually do, and this is actually very interesting, just use your ability to like do a lot of research online. My two main platforms is obviously Amazon, and I use Reddit. There are a few other tools which can like help you with the kind of sentiment research, or like in general like research online, which can gather a lot of data from different sources together. But Reddit should be good, or any other kind of forums where people discuss the issues and discuss the problems, discuss the solutions for them, where you can literally see real potential customers talking about the problem you're about to address, or a problem you can solve with that product. And Amazon is the best. There are a few tools that you can export a bunch of reviews from a product. Like say you find a product, you think it's cool, it solves the issue, might be interesting product to sell, it has potentially several different angles. Find the product on Amazon, or a few of them, and either export the reviews. I know there are tools to export reviews and send them to ChatGPT, but I like to do it manually. You can literally just read through all the reviews there manually. Just honestly, the more you read, the more you understand about the market in general, the more you can find patterns. And that is extremely valuable. This is super incredible to have those reviews there, because you will be seeing exactly the language your customers speak in the reviews, and you should write it down. Definitely create a document where you write all those points down. So first, it could be the language your customers speak with, like the particular words they use, particular way they describe the issue, or the way they describe the product even. And that was going to be used for your store later, and for your marketing as well. Also, when you're reading through those reviews, trying to think of the problem. Definitely trying to understand the real deep problem, what those people are trying to achieve. If you sell, say the product like a pillow again, maybe they don't really care about the sleeping better. Maybe they care about their, I don't know, general health, or even like depth of sleep. That's what they really care about. Like they always wake up and look at the watch and see they have a very shallow sleep. They care about deeper sleep, and that's the real issue they're looking for. So trying to understand real deep issue of those people, why they buy in this product. And besides that, you can definitely look into some alternatives. Usually people describe the different ways they were trying to solve this issue, or they will try to solve, or they also trying to solve this issue with. Have those in mind. So kind of when you're doing this research of the product and you're reading through a bunch of reviews online, trying to understand as much as you can about the people, about the problem they have, about the benefits they get from the product. And sometimes what you're going to find is some sort of a pattern where customers discuss a particular issue or on those products in reviews, which the seller or any competitor doesn't really address. And that's like an open angle you can start using for your product. This is actually a really great gap you found. And this is also basically proven. You see people commenting about reviewing this product, saying, okay, hey, that solves this for me, I'm enjoying that for that. And actually all the sellers and all the stores you find online do not address that. They only address the certain, like the most common issue, and not that one which you found. That's a great idea. That's a great angle to have. Sometimes with some products you're not going to be able to find those angles, because this is not the way this product is commonly promoted, so people don't buy it for that. And it's not everyone just like finds out about the product having this solution for people as well. So that doesn't often happen, but it happens. I think you found gold. Definitely go for that. I had it one time. It's been incredible to see this kind of reliable strategy. And that first, same with forums. Forums can actually be even better because on forums people aren't too tied to the product because they're not talking about the product, they're talking about the problem. You can understand the problem better and the people better as opposed to just their people's perception of the product. So forums can definitely work really well. And yeah, so I think what's important here is to create a system for yourself, is to create a template. I might share my template in this video, the way I use the template I use for researching the products, for finding angles, and for kind of have this repetitive system for myself, because this is something you're probably going to do more often, especially if you are a growing brand and you're going to expand to a wider line of products. That might be very interesting for you too. And also when you're starting, you're just testing different products, you don't know what works, you don't know what's in demand. That's also a great approach for finding those products and creating winning products. And by the time you finish the research, you will be able to understand not just that the product is proven, but you're going to understand way more about how to market it, how to promote it on ads, what to say on what to mention on the website, what are the alternatives for that. Like, you're going to be able to address all of those points way better than just, okay, I found a product that looks cool, it solves the problem, good, let me try to sell it now. You have actually something reliable and something to work with, which is not kind of out of the blue. Yeah, that's hopefully made it a bit more clear for everyone how to think of that. And I hope you enjoyed the video and got something valuable from this, and I'll see you in the next one.